and welcome back to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Cars on the Road Whale Car Wash Color Changers playset. I picked this up at Target for $25 US, and it comes with an exclusive on the road Color Changers Lightning McQueen. Unlike the Color Changers on the Road McQueen from the 2-pack with Guido, this one changes from yellow to red instead of blue to red. This playset is pretty similar to last year's Dynaco Car Wash, taking very similar themes and a very similar concept, but retheming it and reworking it to be based around the whale car wash that will appear in Cars on the Road. You could even get a glimpse of it in the trailer, by the way. As you can see, the playset works just like the Dynaco one from last year. You push the pity through with a car on the inside and you spray water on the car. But there are a lot of interesting changes, like how the water is going to be dispensed. There's a button here. Of course, the entire facade is different, the ramps are different, and even the water trays underneath are a bit different. So while it takes the format of last year's playset, this year's new color changer playset for On the Road does a lot of interesting changes, and I'm very interested in seeing how it works. So let's get started with the review. You can see the Cars on the Road logo down here, Whale Car Wash, Try Me, so you can push the pity back and forth, and it brings up the fact that the pity's forks, or fork arms, move up and down. Yes, yes they do. In fact, you can see the inside is even ridged here, so that the pity's fork arms can move up and down. What's the point? Why would it be moving its arms up and down? I don't know, but it seems like, unlike last year's playset, yeah, the pity was removable last year. This year's is just molded in so that it has this interesting arm moving gimmick. We have Lightning McQueen up here, of course, with the On the Road style blister back behind him, just like on the logo. We just have a whole look at the playset there, and I gotta say, this is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. You may have seen on my community tab, but I showed just as a joke, I'm able to fit my entire arm through this playset. Let me just awkwardly try to get it out one-handed. There we go. So yeah, definitely pretty big, which is interesting because this is the same price as last year's playset, I believe. Now granted, the ramps are a lot smaller, so they're probably around the same size, but last year in the Dynaco Car Wash, the ramps were curved. I won't be showing the Dynaco Car Wash in this video, but I will be making a lot of comparisons to it. Maybe check out my review of that playset if you haven't already, if you're lost. But I'll probably be doing a video more directly comparing the two in a few days or a few weeks or so. I don't want this entire review to just be me being like, oh yeah, this is like the color change car wash from last year. You know, this playset is very similar, but like I said, it does do a lot of interesting and different things. Just same basic concept, same basic play feature, but some changes. Got the Color Changers logo there, and on the back we've got the On the Road logo, dry off and go, and just a better look at the playset. You'd see that you enter through the back of the whale and exit through the mouth. Yes, this is meant to be a whale. We've never seen a whale in the Cars universe, but of course, it's been carified into a submarine. And like I said earlier, this does appear in the On the Road series. It appears in the trailer. And in the trailer, we see Ivy, the new monster truck character, and Mater drive through it. A shame that it just includes a McQueen and not Ivy. That would have been awesome, but you know, when she releases, she probably won't even be able to fit in here. Or maybe she will, considering just how large the whale is. Got Fuel Up, Help Pity Guide Vehicles, and Dunk for Color Change. I like how these both have exclamation points, and Help Pity Guide Vehicles just has a period there. They got bored when they got to that part. You could once again see Lightning, of course. Cold water makes him red, warm water makes him yellow, and yeah, he is different from last year's McQueen, the other McQueen that's currently out, I mean, which is very nice. Of course, we just popped him out of his blister there, and before we take a closer look at the playset, we will be taking a closer look at this guy. Like I said, it would have been nice to get maybe Ivy or Mater in this playset instead of another McQueen, but I'm glad that they made it a different McQueen. He's only different in the sense that he changes from yellow to red instead of blue to red, but still I like the variety. I like that we have options here. Would have been nice to, again, get a different character, especially Ivy, but I get just including a McQueen is perfectly fine. I was pretty disappointed by this McQueen, unfortunately, by it changing from blue to red. the red was kind of purpley and very inconsistent with the color throughout, but a Lightning McQueen color changer going from yellow to red is tried and true. They do it all the time, so, you know, I'm sure that it will look perfectly fine when we change it to red. Interesting, though, that they put the more generic McQueen color changer in the playset and the one with a more unique, different color in the 2-packs. Anyway, you can see we've got the On the Road logo there on McQueen's hood. Of course, literally in the show, he's going to have a logo on him that says On the Road, which is pretty funny. Looking at the side, you can see the logo, which the 95 logo that is, which seems to still be metallic gold, and it gives you a pretty good look at the fading effect that is on the logo in the show. Got his Lightyear tires, of course, nothing up top. Only a little 95 here on the back, nothing else really going on, but that also has a gold fading pattern, it seems. There's a look at his other side. There is a look at the base. Now we are going to quickly show off this guy changing colors and then get into the playset. Alright, so we've got Lightning here, we've got our Ice Water, and there we go, he's going in. Yeah, look at that. I could already tell the red that he's changing to was a lot more consistent with previous McQueen color changers than the red that the 2-pack McQueen changed to. You could already tell. He changes to a much darker, honestly less accurate red than this McQueen. This McQueen's red isn't 100% accurate with movie McQueen, but definitely is a lot closer to his movie counterpart than this guy right here and his inconsistent, kind of weird purple that he's got going on. I did not expect these to look this different, but yeah, this McQueen definitely changes to more of a purple. So if you are specifically looking for a McQueen color changer for On the Road that changes to a more accurate McQueen color, then I'd say just pick up the one from this playset. It matches all of the other previous Lightning color changers that changed from red to yellow, much more consistent, whereas this one is just kind of blotchy throughout with these weird, almost purple areas of him. It's a lot less consistent than the paint job on typical color changers, whereas this matches the other McQueens quite well and just looks the same as most of the other color changer McQueens. Again, not really accurate to regular McQueen paint job, but accurate to other color changer McQueens, and I think it just looks nicer. And now onto the playset itself, here in my patented color changer reviewing studio, better known as my bathroom floor. So let's get this opened up. As per usual with Cars playsets, there is a punch tab down here for you to open it up quite easily. There will definitely be less pieces in this than in the other one. Alright, we have our instructions here. Okay, this immediately stands out. Look at this. This image of the McQueen included. This image of the McQueen uses the face and design of a Cars 1 McQueen. What? Oh, that's weird. It kind of looked like that on the back of the box, but that is literally a Cars 1 McQueen photoshopped to look like this. That is really funny. Also, I didn't notice, it looks like we have some story set connectors for our playset. Very excited that they're bringing back the story sets, but, ooh, yikes. Yeah, those are not going to connect to older story sets. That is really unfortunate. Man, they connect to each other, but why did they make that change? Why did they change the story set connectors? The original ones had much larger arrows. That is really unfortunate. I was hoping for them to bring back the story sets for years, and now when they finally do, that happens. Alright, we have our cleaners. Even these don't have story set connector pegs. Are they retiring those? No, this does. Okay. This is the same exact thing, I believe, included in last year's playset. Story set connector here. Moving thing so it could, you know, jam out a bit. We also have this sticker printed on the front, which unlike last year's Dynaco Carwash, that actually gave you the full sticker sheet. This has the sticker pre-applied, but no sticker on the back, which the one last year had. Alright, so set these aside. Have some little security ties. Can I even get my hands back here? Yep. Alright, 1, 2, and let's see. There we go. All been popped out, and that frees the playset. And you can see the background here. Nice and generic looking grassy forest, just like where it seems to be in the trailer. Alright, and there we have it. The playset itself. Ooh, I like that. In the Dynaco Carwash set, these trays would easily fall out. They just fit under there. These actually can slide into a track. Look at that. I really like that. Very nice. And as you can see here, the whale itself is quite spacious. Let's put this together and then take a closer look at the whole set. Okay, the assembly process was quite simple. It took me a grand total of 19 seconds. Did it need to be a time lapse? No, but I'm just sticking with tradition here. So starting up at the front here, we have our little entry ramp. Let's grab McQueen so he could drive on up. There we go. Got the gas can there. Oh, he's already changing back because of my hands. Yeah, not really much space for him to go up. This is banking off of the fact that you've bought another recent on-the-road playset and can connect other tracks to this. It's cool to have a color changers playset with story set connectors, but it is kind of annoying because number one, new types of connectors not compatible with the old ones. Maybe they'll sell an adapter piece at some point, but I highly doubt that. Or maybe it comes in one of the playsets, who knows. Don't really like the fact that the gas can, the gas dispenser here, gas tank, whatever you want to call it, is on the ramp. Because McQueen could then just easily fall off, but whatever. Yeah, it would have been nice if these ramps, or at least the entry ramp, were longer, but again, they want you to connect it to other playsets. Moving on, like I said, this guy is pretty big. In fact, he's big enough to fit a lot of larger Cars characters, which I was not expecting with this. In the trailer, we see a new Monster Truck character named Ivy go into this car wash, and it seems that Mattel is going to be nice enough to let us use larger characters in this car wash. As you can see, we have these other treads here, which are definitely meant for characters with larger wheels. This platform is super wide, so you could just casually roll right up here and take him through the car wash. Or I even tested it with a Monster Truck. Frightening McMean is a perfect fit. Ivy presumably will be around this scale, so yeah, they were actually very smart with allowing this to work with larger characters, as you can see, which was very, very nice. So now once your car is taken through here, of course, like you just saw, they will go through these. These are on a swivel joint. Yeah, your little drying things that aren't really actually going to dry it, but whatever. You have these trays here, which I, of course, showed earlier. Really like that they're on tracks now so that they don't fall off when you move this. So much of this is more assembled than it was last time. In the Dynaco Car Wash playset, you had to snap all these pieces in, but nope. Should be noted that the backside doesn't have a viewing window. The backside just looks like how the car wash will probably actually look in the show. Would have been nice if these were windows, but, you know, obviously that would cost more money, and they wouldn't want that. We have this sort of grassy base going on underneath. The whale itself just has no expression, but that's okay. Again, I'd assume this is what it'll look like in the show. Again, it's meant to be a car wash representing the Cars Universe's version of a whale, not an actual living Cars Universe whale. You can see there's this big thing in the head. This is where you will pour the water into, and when you press this button, I guess the water will spray down. You can see, if you look very closely, this little red thing popping up, and yeah, bit of motion there, which will presumably unlock the hoses here. Now the hoses only come from the center, it seems. It's just these 5 little holes here will be spraying the water, and it seems like that's it. By the way, this is a soft plastic piece, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, so as you move the putty back and forth, you could press this. We'll test it out in a minute to see just how good it is. Overall, I'm really impressed with just the fact that they let it fit larger characters. I think that's awesome. That's why it should have come with a Color Changers Ivy, but when the Ivy diecast or the plastic version of her from that other playset comes out, she should be able to fit here. I don't really like the fact that the pity is facing the opposite direction. Shouldn't it be going in the direction of the whale, right? In the direction of the car. What's up with that? I don't know. It seems that they sacrificed the direction of the pity and that making sense just to fit the weird arm moving gimmick. Speaking of which, you could just hear it. It sounds very ratchety. Part of that is because of the grass texturing going on here, which I feel makes it harder to move, just a bit harder. And also these ridges here so that the pity's arms move for literally no reason. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could have been done in a much smoother way if they would only sacrifice the pity's arm moving gimmick, which literally does nothing. Anyway though, let's test this set out and see if it works. Alright, so I'm gonna pour some warm water here into the top. Don't really like the fact that you can't really put ice water in here. Doesn't really have space to fit ice cubes, but there we go. You can fill it with quite a bit. Definitely put a little too much in there, but that's all right. Yeah, you could just wait, of course, for the ice to melt into the water, but you know, maybe a bigger place to put water would be nice. Of course, though, that's why we have these, so that you have alternative options for, you know, changing the color. And while we're at it, may as well fill these up a bit too. They're wider than the color changer Dynaco car wash set. I was gonna say it seems like they fill less, but this took almost my entire container's worth of water. Then we will take our cold water as well, and we will fill this side up. There we go. Next time I do one of these, remind me to buy a funnel. We are kind of making a mess, and that's just because I'm using Tupperware containers. I'm honestly surprised to see that this can actually fit McQueen. Granted, there isn't much room left, but it actually can. These are definitely wider, like I said, than the ones from last year's Dynaco car wash, but they are definitely a bit shorter. You know, don't expect someone like Mater to fully fit in here. Oh, look at poor Mater. Yeah. But hey, that's okay, because then he could drive through the actual car wash and then the top of him will have its color changed. You also can't fit, say, Revo Koss, for example. Let's get Revo here. Yeah, he's just a bit too tall. If you push him down, then I guess maybe, but otherwise, yeah. All right, anyway, put him back in the cold water. Let that do its thing. Hold on just a minute, and then we will roll him through the car wash. I felt like my water wasn't hot enough anymore, so we're gonna get a refill straight from the source. Yeah, that seems good. All right, so let's test this out here. Lightning can drive up. I'm gonna set this down now. All right, hold on. This may be a better place to set it down. I'm gonna move Lightning and start to spray the water. As you can see, very small amount of water comes out, but if you hold this button down, it will just start to stream out. You can move Lightning back and forth until he is... Oh, we're out of water. Okay, well you can move him back and forth until he's changed to your liking or until you run out of water, and then knock him on out. Very nice. It works as I expected it to work. Yeah, it would be nice if it held a bit more water, but I think it probably holds more water than, you know, the one that they released last year where you had to, like, it was a weird squeeze thing with the Dynaco logo. Of course, alternatively, you could fill the tank up with cold water and, you know, drive the car back through the other way. Of course, it's gonna work the same either way. We'll use Dax Jammin' now as an example. I really like just how much space there is here on this. By the way, I was able to work this with one hand, in case you were wondering. Just press the button, hold it down, push it a few times. Yeah, and it does, hold on, there we go. Ooh, I was gonna say it does a pretty good job at changing the color of the characters, but maybe not so much for our buddy Dax Jammin' here. That could just be my water not being all that cold anymore. Of course, how much the character is going to change is going to depend on the character and the temperature of the water and how long it's been that temperature. Gotta say, there are a lot of things I like about this more than the Dynaco car wash. I think I prefer that set just in terms of design, but for starters, I like the fact that this is based off of something that actually will appear in cars on the road, which is really nice. I like the fact that the water tanks are a bit wider and are on these nice tracks so they don't just fall when you lift it. I like the way that the little plate here moves. I like that it rocks a little, and tips back and forth. I like the fact that it's button controlled and not squeeze the Dynaco logo controlled. And I especially love the fact that it fits larger cars. There are no larger color changers out, at least not at this time, but of course we know Ivy will use it in the show, so it's great. Until then though, you could just sit your larger character in here and just let it rain on them.
Rain on me, rain on.
Now for a few cons. The fact that it doesn't really hold that much water is still pretty disappointing. You're gonna have to be refilling it quite a lot. Also, the fact that there's no cap to the top here is kind of annoying. Of course, it makes cleanup easier though. Just check the instructions, where they just flip the poor guy upside down. These instructions are so funny, beyond just the McQueen. Can we just talk? These instructions are just, the artwork on them is so funny to me. Hey, that's what you should do to this video. And subscribe. For some other cons, the tracks bother me, but that's just a problem with recent Cars playsets in general, with the new story set style, with different connectors. But I just wish that this entrance ramp were longer so that, it was a bit better to get your car up instead of that, The exit ramp is perfectly fine. I like that these things spin now. It actually means your cars may dry off a bit. I know that Frightening McMean here actually did get a bit more dry when I drove him through. If we could somehow combine the tray system and the button system from this playset and the longer tracks and visual aesthetics from the Dynaco car wash, I think we'd have the perfect color changer car wash on our hands, as long as you also allowed it to fit some more water. Of course though, which one of those two sets you'll like better is completely your opinion. I think I prefer the Dynaco car wash for how it looks, but I like how this set functions better, which is nice to know that this functions better than the last color changer car wash set. From a collector's standpoint, such as myself, I, of course, got this set for the exclusive McQueen, who I think looks better in both of his color schemes compared to the one in the 2-pack, who looks pretty bad in his cold water color and really good in his warm water color. The set itself could make a nice display piece, I guess. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but it is based off of something that will appear in cars on the road. Of course, it is all just one blue hunk of plastic, which it seems to just be one big blue hunk of metal in the show, but maybe if you went in with some custom paint work and made it metallic, I think you could really make this look nice. If you want to make it some sort of diorama display piece, maybe cut off this area and just level it on the ground and use it as a display piece. I like the fact that, again, unlike the Dynaco car wash, as much as I like that set, this is something that will actually appear within the Cars world and actually has relevance to the series, which I think is pretty cool. So as a collector, I like that. I like that it's based off of something that will exist in the Cars series. I like that they're continuing to include exclusive color changers in the sets. As long as I keep doing that, I'll keep buying them. Yeah, it would have been nice to get a different character, especially Ivy, because it has space for her. But still, at the end of the day, I think this is a better color changers McQueen than this one. Although I prefer this one in its blue form over this one in its yellow form. But there you go, guys. There you have it. This has been my look at the Cars on the Road Whale Car Wash playset. Let me know what you think about this set in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye now.